as our T1 is going to go down their priority list, and they will find themselves a Renekton, most likely. We've got animals in the solo lanes, theoretically, but the Lucian is going to be switched. And Canna is looking to go toe-to-toe here with Summit on the top side of the map. This is really interesting.
Will lands here. We do have Gragas nearby, though.
Yep, he's predatoring in, but isn't going to be able to find Dove there. Dove with the move slightly to the left strategy. I liked it, as now Cuz, without body slams, going to have to flash away from Punch here. I don't know whether that was entirely necessary, but playing as safe as possible.
Yeah, that was confusing. Notice that he did go back, he picked up his Predator boots, and because he did that, he was not able to invade into the Olaf's jungle, and he's down about 3 camps right now. We're going to take a look at what Summit has to say. Punch doesn't want top side. Sometimes it's a bummer, but I think he is a balanced jungler. I am also learning how to win by hanging in without much jungle pressure and attention. Although, as we say that, Punch was heading up to the top side, spotted by a ward.
Actually winning in farm as he takes away this CS, and Canna's only going to lose more as, never mind, he's not winning, he's just even because he decided to miss the majority of those, but Cast a Curse is pretty real, as Effort's going to make that first roam towards this mid lane. Battlestar comes down, there's the Emperor's Divide, and has to use the barrier that he picked up for himself. The Ignite was there, but First Blood does go to Effort with that Ignite as Summit misses another Q. And now Punch making his way in to try and capitalize on the loss of Flash, but that was a great play from Faker, just making sure that he didn't leave any room. And the Battlestar very greedy there from Dove.
Absolutely. I'm just so perplexed as to why he wouldn't use his Flash right at the beginning. I saw it was off cooldown unless it was some kind of spectator bug. He could have just flashed the engage, but he really needed that. The one saving grace here for Sandbox is that Summit is dominating his lane up in the top side. This Lucian pick, first time for Canna in this season, and so far it has been pretty underwhelming. We haven't seen him look too well other than trying to flash away from an Aatrox. Says, okay, Ragnarok going to be blown here.
Yep, gets the flash. Nicely done.
Sorry, I'm still learning how to be an analyst.
That's all right. It's all right, Veld analyst. It's fine. You have been back in play-by-play mode for quite some time. Also, just to let you guys know as to why it is Brendan Valdez here right now. He will be with you tomorrow as well, and hopefully LS is going to be well enough for that broadcast. But yeah, LS wasn't feeling so well. Don't worry. No signs of coronavirus or anything like that. He just had an upset tummy, and we're hoping that he's going to be A-OK. That is why you don't eat the sushi from the gas and go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, never really was a fan of that. Although, coming to Korea and eating sushi here was quite a nice change.
I still haven't eaten Pyeongjum sushi, which is, of course, convenience store sushi, just because of that stereotype. I'm just not going to do it. Their kimbap, however, amazing. 100% always will do that.
Convenience store food, pretty good.
What was that? As now has to flash away from Cuz. Gorilla ulti there, but Effort blocks the majority of it. Trouble Bubble will land on the Faker, so he's unable to step further forward. Undertow doesn't find the mark, and Sandbox walk away with that extra vision available to them and the money of the Rift Scuttler. So I guess, theoretically, coming out the better for the trade. Although, Punch did have to flash, and Cuz did not have to. I'm glad that you brought that one up, Vald Analyst. Certainly not going to want a front-to-back team fight against the Azir Misfortune. As now, Effort seems to have found Gorilla. Root not going to be able to offer too much damage back there, but there's the stand behind me from Gorilla. And now Summit diving in onto 3 people. Flash out from Teddy is now Effort going to be Summit's target. Punch is moving on over, though. Dove running extremely quickly. But thankfully, there's a blast cone, and Sandbox are unable to find any of the T1 members.
Yeah, they trade a teleport here for 3 flashes. I suppose the exhaust was also used by Gorilla. But overall, I'd say a pretty nice little fight there from Sandbox. The unfortunate thing is that right now, there's not much on the map to get, as there's no Drake. In fact, it is going to be Cloud Soul.
Yeah,
First one starting it off really sadly here for game number 1. And with that teleport, they're actually just going to send the Ezreal and the Braum top lane.
I actually quite like this.
Yeah.
Because what that teleport did was gave lane priority back to Canna once again. But now Punch moving on in here is just going to soak up the culling, and that was just a gifted kill over to Canna. All the rest of the abilities are going to miss him. And welcome back to the game, Canna. You've been given another opportunity. Yep, and Punch went straight to jail. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. In fact, donate $300 over to your opponent. As he's going to face check once again. Undertow is going to land, but only onto effort as he takes a... I was going to say a rude word there.
Bears tried to Ember's Divine Shelly, but it did it too late. Cuz is going to die.
Oh, nice work. Snipes off Cuz there. That's a Jin 80 carry for you guys. Finding it in the clutch. However, that was just a bit of a botched maneuver. We're going to stop harping on about it as T1 still retain their 1,000 gold lead. As Summit finds Canna here towards the bottom side and will spot Cuz making his way in. It is a 3-man dive as also Faker making his way in. The Summit does have flash available, but there's the Emperor's Divide already. Cuz is being taken down. 100% worth there for Sandbox. They will lose a turret, but the turrets are traded. And now Root in this mid lane trying to push this one up as well, as Dove and Punch will deal with this minion wave and take down this economic turret, as LS likes to call it. And get themselves some extra gold in their back pocket. Canna up here as well is going to be pushing an inner, but Faker just going to take matters into his own hands and will take down this Cloud Drake, which will give T1 a slight advantage if you think Cloud Drake is any sort of objective to take, which is debatable, to be perfectly honest, especially on this broadcast.
Especially just the singular Cloud Drake.
He's always able to roll that one no matter what. As Canna going to get knocked up here as Summit looks for it, doesn't find the Infernal Chains, as does get the last hit of that Q, as now Gorilla's going to make his way down. Summit with the World Ender should be able to get this one done, and that is the bounty gold going over to Sandbox's King of Aatrox on the top side of the map.
Yeah, and especially after that kill. By the way, I'm not even sure if he needed Gorilla there. Obviously, the Guardian does help, but he was getting a lot of lifesteal, obviously, through his passive. So it was going to be close, but Gorilla does make it 100%, of course. But getting this Aatrox big and fed, and even the Zoe and Ezreal farming pretty well, we got another team fight here.
Yeah, there's the Dreadvine that comes out. Unbreakable looking to try and get Root out of there. Brilliant cast from Cuz, demonstrating his skills on this Gragas. It means that Gorilla has nowhere to go, and a double kill lands in the lap of Teddy. This is super good for T1, is now Dove looking for a paddle star, but not going to get it onto effort there. Not enough vision available as he gets himself underneath this turret, and they should be able to defend it. There's Teddy taking a bit of damage there. Punch still hanging around. But the wider this map is, and the more they can promote fights around the jungle with their Zoe, the happier they are going to be. As Sandbox move over to their first Cloud Drake, and they should easily be able to take this one down, as Faker is split pushing on the top side, and T1 are going to trade it for the mid lane outer turret. And I'd take that if I was T1, as I don't know, may not be able to grab this, as the barrel underneath the turret not going to be able to do too much, as Gorilla still hunting. But Dove not going to find any paddle stars or anything like that, and T1 just make sure that that turret is very close to falling down.
It's not going to do anything for you right now. So we're just going to scale.
This is ludicrous. 12.7 CS per minute is a just dumb number. That is crazy high. As Summit's going to die here towards the bottom side, Faker just sweeps him onto Teddy, and the culling will pick up that kill. Summit was very dead in that particular team fight, is now looking to trade it for effort, but not going to be able to. Teddy is... he's almost Flame Horizon the clock. What the hell? Like, Root is 30 CS up over the clock right now. He's farming extremely well, and he's 50 CS behind. Double luxury items, as he also has the stopwatch, as that cannon creep was nailed by Teddy, as you can see. And this Trouble Bubble, unable to be capitalized on, apart from the True Shot Barrage, which shreds Effort's health bar. That's what happens when you can't actually proc an aftershot.
Yeah, how is he so squishy? The Nautilus, okay. T1's just going to say, let's do Baron. They have a pretty
T1
insane
move.
amount of
It's like,
damage.
we have decided that now is time for Baron. They've been doing this so often recently, and it feels like they're coin flipping, but more they're just asking for their opponents to come to them because they want a team fight. And that's how they're able to utilize it as Teddy. Well, just to pad those CS stats that he's picked up for himself. I think Teddy actually holds the record for most CS in a game. In that 92-minute game, I think he was the one with the most in the end. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was either Bang or Teddy. I'm not sure which one it was, but that record is sitting at like something like 1,300 or something like that.
Pretty sure it was Teddy, right? He was playing Sivir.
Yeah,
and they had
I think it was.
Azir Sivir.
Oh yes. Oh, effort. That's a whoopsie. Yeah, because Bang was playing Ezreal that game, so harder to hoover up those minions quite as easily. As there is the Glacial Fissure, just to try and deter T1 from this particular turret, as the Cloud Drake once again opted in for, but T1 say, well, we'll just take your inhibitor turret this time around. The Sandbox are endlessly punished for their rotations towards dragons. Not entirely sure what their affinity is for that particular one, but it is bad news bears. As Good Night Effort is going to be able to proc his stone plate, but he's definitely going to be dead. Is now T1 looking to try and stop the re-engage from possibly happening here, and Sandbox do have a composition that can chase pretty effectively. As now Summit may have moved too far. There's the culling from safety by Canna, who gets himself out of there. Summit also trying to get a couple of seconds there by Teddy. That will deter Sandbox for now. His backs are being channeled. Looks like T1 only going to lose effort here as they take down the top inhibitor.
I think Sandbox might make a move at Baron here. I don't think you can. It's so risky, but they're so far behind that at this point, it's like at 28 minutes there is it's really indicative of just how far ahead T1 are. You know, the gold difference doesn't tell the whole story, as we've said multiple times.
Well, Teddy getting collapsed on here by Summit. He's looking for it, but there's the stopwatch, and the culling is going to be there to try and keep him alive. Teddy now doesn't have any lifesteal in this build, but as the flash comes over, he puts a bullet into the skull of the Aatrox, and now Faker gets the Emperor's Divide, but good flash from Root. Sorry, Arcane Shift from Root is going to get himself out of the way. There's the depth charge from Effort, but it's a great ulti from Gorilla, all for naught, as the Nautilus does pick up the dredge line, and then Cuz delivers Gorilla to safety.
Yeah, man, Sandbox just getting caught out on the map, just pushing a little bit too far ahead, trying to farm it up, and T1 have the engage, they have the ability to rotate and get in their face, and now they're just pushing multiple lanes at the same time. They're going to take the turret in the bottom side, go ahead and take turret here in mid.
Yep.
With the Baron still available, they'll even take the inhibitor. Why not? There's not much of a fight being put up right now by Sandbox.
And to be perfectly honest, I want to give player of the game to whoever's been making the macro calls here for T1, because to be perfectly honest, they've been immaculate. Just amazing. Capitalizing on every movement. As now Summit looking for this one. Sun Turret is put up as Faker now underneath it, but Summit not going to have those Infernal Chains working out as he goes golden. Teleport will come in towards the backside as Summit just going to be taken down by the phalanx set up here by T1. And Root was thinking that this was going to be time for a fight, but they're unable to actually regroup as Bullet Time shreds the health bars of Sandbox. And it's like T1 have a handicap against Sandbox right now. Like, they just started the game with more stats. It's ridiculous how far ahead they are at this point in the game as they're looking to take down Nexus turrets. They've got a hot date tonight, and they do not want this game going past 35 minutes. Sandbox now underneath this turret, but there are no more inhibitors remaining. Even Effort happy to step up with barely a health bar. Cuz as well, as there's Emperor's Divide swiping the floor with this Sandbox roster. And only Dove is remaining. He'll have to watch his Nexus fall down from the Death Chamber as Faker finishes it off with a triple kill. Beautiful stuff there from Team. Great, just shot-calling decisions made by this squad.